are you on now that you've had a chance to look at the schedule? Where are you? Where are you on wins for your beloved New England Patriots?
I got them rocking at 11 wins.
You do.
Yes,
you
I
and
do.
Shime.
Yeah, I do. Because with A.J. Brown, we're talking about. First 4 games of the season, you start to look at, because I break everything down by quarters, right? 4 quarters of the season, it used to be 16 games. Now you add that 5th quarter in, which is 1 game. Do you see them? Me personally, I say they go 2-2. They beat Pittsburgh, and I think they can beat Jacksonville or even Buffalo. We've seen them do that before. I don't think they go 1-3 to start the season. So I give them 2-2. Your next 4 games, the Raiders, the Jets, Chicago, and Miami. All right, even if they go 3-1, you lose to Chicago. Then you look at your next 4 games. You got home to Green Bay, on the road to Detroit, bye week, on the road at the Chargers, and then the Bills. I got them going 2-2 in some fashion there.
That Detroit game is Germany. Does that make a difference when it comes to when you say being on the road?
And that makes a major difference because it's not really a road game because you're not playing in Detroit. You probably don't have to deal with the crowd noise from an offensive standpoint. So that's almost like a neutral site. So that's like a benefit to you. So even if you have them going 2-2 there, which I think most people would say they'd go 2-2, then you look at the 4 remaining games. Home with the Vikings, on the road to Kansas City, on the road with the Jets, and home to Denver. 2-2 again, make life nice and easy, and then you win the last game against the Dolphins. That puts you at 10 wins. I sneak an extra one in there because you got A.J. Brown. That's how I get you to 11. Does anybody see it going?
Curtis had him 9.
All right, so then Curtis thinks that they potentially could start off 1-3 or one of those quarters they could go 1-3.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think you're making crazy points. I think everything Wiggy said could absolutely happen. I am worried exclusively last week, Wiggs. I said on Friday, it's the offensive line. I know it's boring, and I know it's kind of Gresh-like.
If we're saying it's the injury, is he going to be that bad this year? No, I don't expect that.
The big question to me, is Drake Maye going to be as good as he was last year? Or is he also going to have a slight regression? Or is he even better?
I think he's better. Reason why he's better, because you're saying this is with A.J. Brown. He has a better wide receiver room. Do you not have a better wide receiver room with Romeo Doubs, A.J. Brown,
Matt Collins,
Pop Douglas,
maybe Kayshawn?
Williams, maybe Kayshawn, but let's say you don't have Kayshawn.
What's the deal with Kayshawn?
He's not working out with the team right now.
Yeah. With the team, right?
I think he could see the writing on the wall, right? And then you got the kid Kyle Williams. So when you look at your wide receiver room, isn't it much better this year than it was last year? So my expectations are...
Well, I mean, no Diggs, and that was 1,000.
A.J. Brown's better than Diggs.
I agree with that.
Right? So you got a better player to replace Steph Diggs. Diggs did an amazing job, but you got a better player. So your Drake Maye should get better because his offensive weapons are better. He's going to have a legitimate number 1 now.
What about some of the stuff? Like, do you remember in the immediate aftermath of the Super Bowl, the Seahawks were saying Drake had a little bit of a tell when he was going deep?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think that because of the year he had last year, there's a different kind of target painted on the Patriots where the book may be out a little bit on Drake's tricks?
Right. Which it is going to be because that's what defenses do. The defenses get hip to what you are as a player. But you're getting a talented player in A.J. Brown, so now you can do more things with Drake Maye and have more confidence in him because Drake is going to have confidence. And the Romeo Doubs aspect, I have 2 top-tier or 1 top-tier. Romeo Doubs will slot in, and Josh McDaniels is just going to get better with having more talent because I'd ask the question this, do we all feel good about the defense?
Yes.
Oh.
I feel okay.
What do you mean okay?
I don't know about this pass rush. Like, I don't know. What did you do? I got to see this kid, Gabe Akis, and if he's like going to be this quarterback wrecker that everybody says he's going to be in camp.
You added the kid Jones. Did you have a great pass rush?
Draymond Jones is kind of an equal to K'Lavon Chasen when they were both at their best.
Okay.
But I don't think you've solved the issue that you had last year yet with your pass rush, which was they did not get after the quarterbacks
Right.
that much. It was disguised in the playoffs
Right.
because you didn't have to go up against tremendous quarterbacks.
Right. And I agree with you. I agree with you that you didn't.
I think your secondary will be better.
I agree with you that you didn't, but you were still, your defense was still good enough without having a legitimate edge guy or a legitimate defensive lineman that could give you, double-digit sacks.
Yeah.
So,
I think they're like 2/3 of the way there because I like Milton Williams. I think Christian Barmore will be better, and I like their secondary. It's just that's something that I don't see when you go year to year unless Akis hits the ground running and is like a psychopath out there. I don't see it.
right,
yet.
but I agree with you, but their defense was still good without that last year. So even though they might not have that, they're still going to be a good defense, and they'll have to create in other ways, which we've seen them do this year. You had a top 5 defense, top 7 defense this year, all season long. I think you were top 3 in points. And I think they only gave up 18 points per game. So when you start to look at their defense, I don't have any issues. I think their defense is good. They added good players. They'll be fine. I looked at your biggest issue last year, especially in the postseason against better defense, is that you were lacking when it came to your offense, especially a passing game. If you have A.J. Brown, you answered that question. So I would be willing to say I'm with 10 or more wins. I got him at 11.
You got him at 11.
But 10 or more is where I might. If you get less than 10, I'm disappointed. I think it's a major underachievement if you get 9 wins.
Okay, Gramps.
You
Thank
got
you.
it. You're welcome.
And you, as a grandpa, you remember the early days.
Oh, yes,
of
I remember the
NFL.
early
You remember
days.
the leather helmet days.
I
'cause
remember
you're a
those
grandpa.
when we had to sit on those metal benches. I remember
boy.
that. I remember we had to sit on those metal benches. Kids don't know about that nowadays. We had to stay in the end zone. It was the only hotel you could stay in.
That's right. That's true.